So the first reactions to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey are coming in, and apparently this movie is going to be fantastic. But I think we're all being set up here. But let's check out this article from Variety that's talking about all these reviews that are coming in. Let's check it out. So it says, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey has finally been unveiled to members of the film press, who are calling the Oscar winner's adaptation of Homer's epic a staggering achievement. With flawless filmmaking, it appears Nolan has another huge hit on his hands. I don't even like the way this is worded. This just seems like a puff piece, but let's just go. A filmmaking feast, wrote Collier's Perry Nemiroff. A grand and gripping rendition of Homer's epic, and one that feels uniquely Christopher Nolan. It's sincerely hard to imagine any other filmmaker on the planet being able to bring that source material to screen with this much scale, scope, and heart. Discussing the film, managing editor Andrew J. Salazar called the movie a staggering achievement, while IndieWire's David Elrich noted the last act rewards the journey, despite some clunkiness along the way. Okay, so that's kind of a little critique there. Flawless filmmaking, every inch as epic as you'd expect, film journalist Simon Thompson raved. Leading a stellar cast, Matt Damon gives Odysseus everything in a career-best powerhouse performance. Robert Pattinson is outstanding as Antinous, and John Leguizamo, Eumenius, is sublime. Variety's Jazz Tanke hailed the movie as an astonishing achievement and a triumphant, spectacular epic. While the Publication Awards pundit Clayton Davis noted, Matt Damon leads with grit while Tom Holland brings the sensitivity and heart. It's another hit for Nolan, one his diehards will digest for decades to come. All right, so you heard it there. All of these major film outlet critics, right, they all love this movie. They think it's fantastic. They think it's great. And I think that this is just all a setup. I really do feel like this is a setup. Because I feel, and I'm a Nolan fan, so don't get butthurt for all the people who might come at me for this. But I feel that this movie is not going to be good, like at all. I think it's going to be mid, right? I think from a spectacle point of view, Nolan does really good at spectacle. So like even that shot of, the Trojans pulling the horse out of the sea. I mean, that shot looked epic and amazing. I just think when we're watching it, when we're hearing how they're talking in modern day, daddy, my dad, right? When we're hearing stuff like that, when we're seeing, the diverse choices that they're making from some of the casting, I think all that stuff is going to be very just apparent and in your face. Even if it's only for, a couple of seconds out of a 3-hour movie, it just takes the audience out of that. We've seen this story before. We've seen this story of, a movie is basically hidden from like the general audience, right? Some of the influencers. And I know there was a whole thing about that, right? But it's hidden from like these regular everyday type of people who, influence and watch movies. And it's just shown to like this elite squad. And what happens every time? Every time those people come out, they praise it. They say it's the best thing since sliced bread. And then when the movie comes out and it bombs, what do? They blame us, right? There's like, oh, you don't know what a good film is. You don't know what good directing is. Like, you don't know anything about this. We're the ones who get the blame for it. And so we've seen this before that I'm just looking at it and, not to be punny or anything, but I'm just reading the script, guys. I'm seeing the same script being played in real time, which leads me to believe that this movie is going to be trash. You just can't say that it's not being done on purpose. It's 100% being done on purpose. The man literally put out a video about how he challenged the composer to create basically the soundtrack to the movie without using modern day instruments, because those instruments did not historically exist during the time that Homer wrote the Odyssey. How does someone pay that much attention to detail, but then goes and casts, Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy? How? Or Travis Scott, right? How does someone pay that much attention to detail and then go ahead and do that? It's because it's being done on purpose. And so, I don't know. We're going to see where it goes, but I really do feel that this movie is in a lot of trouble. But those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Please give us a like, subscribe, and as always, God bless.